ladies and gentlemen. Today I invite you to peer behind the curtain of life's struggles, to uncover truths that forces unseen would rather keep hidden from us. These truths are not whispered by chance, they are kept from us with a purpose, for they hold the keys to our freedom. You see, there exists a cunning adversary, one who thrives in shadows and deals in doubt, fear, and distraction. This enemy is no brute force, it is a master of subtlety, a connoisseur of lies. Its greatest desire, to keep us ignorant of the power that lies dormant within us, waiting to awaken. Every moment in life presents us with a choice, whether grand or seemingly insignificant. These choices, though often overlooked, carry a weight far greater than we realize. The world may whisper that what we do doesn't matter, that our actions are too small to make a difference in the grand tapestry of existence. Yet this is a carefully constructed lie, designed to dishearten and immobilize us. The truth is that every choice we make ripples outward, affecting not just our own lives but the lives of others in ways we may never see. Consider the simple act of kindness, a smile to a stranger, a word of encouragement, or a helping hand extended in someone's moment of need. These actions may seem trivial, but their impact can be profound. A kind word spoken at the right time can reignite hope in a heart weighed down by despair. A single gesture of generosity can inspire others to do the same, creating a chain reaction of goodness. The enemy does not want you to see this because it fears the power of goodness set in motion. It would rather you believe your actions are insignificant, so you choose inaction. But the choices we make do not only affect others, they shape who we are. Each decision, no matter how small, is a step along a path that defines our character. When we choose courage over fear, we strengthen our resolve. When we choose integrity over convenience, we become people who can be trusted. These small, consistent choices build the foundation of our identity, and over time, they define the legacy we leave behind. Even in moments of failure, our choices hold transformative power. When we stumble, we are faced with the decision to give up or to rise again. Choosing to learn from failure, to persist despite setbacks, is a choice that can lead to growth and resilience. The enemy would prefer you to see failure as the end, a confirmation of inadequacy, rather than as an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. The impact of our choices often extends beyond what we can immediately perceive. A decision made today may bear fruit years later, touching lives in ways we could never have predicted. History is filled with examples of individuals who made seemingly small, brave choices that led to monumental change. Each of these moments began with someone deciding to act, to take a stand, to refuse to be passive in the face of challenges. This is why the enemy works so hard to convince us that our choices don't matter. It thrives when we are apathetic, indifferent, or too paralyzed by doubt to act. But when we recognize the significance of our choices, we reclaim our agency. We begin to see that even in the smallest actions, we wield the power to bring light into the world. Every choice matters, not because it is always grand, but because it is part of a greater story, one that we are writing with every decision we make. By choosing wisely, we contribute to a narrative of hope, resilience, and transformation, one act at a time. Joy is more than a fleeting emotion, it is a profound and enduring force that transcends circumstances and reshapes our experience of life. Unlike happiness, which often depends on external conditions, joy arises from within, rooted in a sense of purpose, gratitude, and connection. It is an anchor that holds us steady in turbulent times, a light that refuses to be extinguished even in the darkest moments. This is why joy is so powerful and why forces of despair work tirelessly to obscure it from our view. To understand the power of joy, consider its defiance. Joy does not require everything in life to be perfect. In fact, it often flourishes most brilliantly in the midst of imperfection. It is the smile of a child in a war-torn village, the laughter shared among friends facing adversity, and the quiet peace of a soul that trusts even when it cannot see the way forward. Joy does not deny the reality of pain or difficulty, rather it acknowledges them and chooses to rise above them. This defiance is what makes joy so dangerous to despair. It refuses to let hardship have the final word. Joy is contagious. It spreads quickly and effortlessly, touching the lives of those around us. A single act of joy, be it a heartfelt laugh, a moment of gratitude, or an expression of love, has the power to inspire others to find joy in their own lives. It creates ripples that extend far beyond what we can measure, lifting spirits and fostering connection. In this way, joy becomes a communal experience, binding us together in shared moments of light. One of the most remarkable qualities of joy is its ability to transform. Where fear and bitterness seek to harden our hearts, joy softens them. It opens our eyes to beauty in the mundane and meaning in the ordinary. Joy fuels resilience, giving us the strength to endure challenges with grace and hope. It reminds us that life is not defined solely by its trials, but also by its blessings, no matter how small they may seem. This perspective shift can change the way we approach difficulties, enabling us to persevere with a sense of purpose. The enemy of joy is distraction. In a world filled with noise, busyness, and endless pursuits, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. The forces that seek to steal our joy often do so by drawing our attention away from the present moment, where joy is most readily found. They convince us that joy is something to be earned, achieved, or found in distant goals, rather than something we can access here and now. To reclaim joy, we must learn to be present, to cultivate gratitude, and to celebrate the simple gifts of life. Joy is a choice, a deliberate act of the will to embrace life's beauty, even when it is accompanied by pain. When we choose joy, we unlock a strength that defies circumstance, an inner light that no darkness can extinguish. Joy, in its quiet yet unyielding power, has the ability to transform not only our own lives but the world around us. Human beings are not meant to walk through life alone. From our earliest days, we thrive in connection, drawing strength, wisdom, and comfort from those around us. The bonds we form with others, whether in families, friendships, or broader communities, are more than just social constructs. They are lifelines, sources of resilience, and reflections of our shared humanity. The strength found in community is transformative, offering not just survival but the possibility of thriving even in the most challenging circumstances. One of the greatest powers of community lies in its ability to counter isolation. In solitude, our struggles can feel overwhelming, our fears amplified, and our doubts magnified. But when we share our burdens with others, they become lighter. The simple act of being heard and understood can bring profound relief. A community does not necessarily solve every problem, but it provides the space to face them with courage, knowing that we are not alone. Moreover, community amplifies joy. Celebrations become richer and more meaningful when shared. Whether it is the laughter of friends, the collective cheer of a group achieving a goal, or the quiet companionship of loved ones in moments of peace, joy multiplies in the presence of others. This shared joy strengthens bonds and reminds us of the goodness life has to offer, even amidst its challenges. In community, we find support that extends beyond emotional comfort. Practical help in times of need, shared wisdom during moments of confusion, and collective action in the face of adversity all stem from the strength of togetherness. Communities are places where individual talents and strengths combine to achieve what none could accomplish alone. A community can lift someone who has fallen, protect those who are vulnerable, and advocate for justice where there is none. But the true power of community is not just in what it gives, it is also in what it asks of us. Being part of a community requires vulnerability and selflessness. It calls us to show up for others, to invest time and energy, and to extend grace and forgiveness when relationships are strained. In doing so, we grow. We learn patience, empathy, and the value of putting others before ourselves. The strength of a community is built not only on what it offers, but also on the commitment of its members to nurture and sustain it. The enemy of community is division. Whether through misunderstandings, fear, or selfishness, forces that seek to isolate us weaken the bonds that hold us together. A divided community becomes vulnerable, its strength diminished. But unity, even in diversity, creates a foundation that can withstand the greatest storms. It reminds us that while we may not always agree, our shared purpose and mutual care are far greater than what divides us. In a world that often emphasizes individualism, the strength of community is a counterbalance that brings perspective and purpose. When we stand together, we not only support one another, but also create a collective force for good. Community reminds us that we are part of something greater than ourselves, and in that we find a strength that no individual effort could ever achieve. There is a persistent illusion that the challenges we face, the doubts, fears, and struggles that weigh on us are insurmountable. The enemy, whether it appears as external opposition or the inner battles of the mind, often seems overwhelming, cloaked in an aura of invincibility. Yet this perception is the greatest deception of all, for the enemy's power is neither absolute nor inevitable. It thrives not on strength but on our belief in its dominance. Once we expose this falsehood, its grip begins to weaken, and its defeat becomes inevitable. The enemy's primary weapon is fear. It whispers lies that amplify our insecurities. You are not enough. You cannot overcome this. The world is too broken for your efforts to matter. Fear paralyzes, keeping us from taking action or seeking change. But fear, for all its intensity, is ultimately hollow. It is dispelled the moment we face it with courage. The enemy dreads this confrontation because it knows that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of it. Every small act of bravery chips away at the illusion of the enemy's invincibility. Deception is another tool of the enemy. It thrives in the shadows, twisting truth and sowing confusion. It persuades us to focus on our failures and blind spots, magnifying our weaknesses while obscuring our strengths. But truth is a light that darkness cannot endure. When we confront the lies with honesty about ourselves, our potential, and the challenges before us, the enemy loses its foothold. Truth equips us with clarity, and clarity is power. The enemy also seeks to isolate. It wants us to believe that we are alone in our struggles, that no one else could understand, and that seeking help is a sign of weakness. But isolation is the enemy's domain, where despair grows unchecked. The reality is that we are never truly alone. The moment we reach out to a friend, a mentor, or a community, we disrupt the enemy's plans. Connection brings encouragement, shared strength, and the realization that others have walked similar paths and emerged stronger. Perhaps most importantly, the enemy does not want us to understand the strength we already possess. It convinces us that victory is out of reach, that we must earn some elusive qualification to stand against it. But the truth is that we are stronger than we realize. The enemy's power is derived from our doubt, and the moment we recognize our inherent worth, resilience, and ability to grow, the enemy begins to falter. The ultimate weakness of the enemy is its reliance on our inaction. It cannot defeat us unless we allow it to. Every time we choose hope over despair, truth over deception, and courage over fear, we reclaim ground. The enemy is not invincible because it cannot stand against light, love, and the unyielding human spirit. When we confront it with resolve and the unwavering belief that it can be overcome, we discover a profound truth: the enemy's power was never as great as it seemed. The pursuit of truth and hope is among the most transformative journeys we can undertake. In a world often clouded by uncertainty, falsehoods, and despair, the deliberate act of seeking truth and clinging to hope becomes an act of defiance against forces that seek to mislead and dishearten us. Truth illuminates the path before us, and hope fuels our steps forward, even when the road seems impossibly steep. Together, they provide a foundation for a life of purpose, resilience, and meaning. Truth is not always comfortable, nor is it always easy to find. It requires courage to face truths that challenge our assumptions, unsettle our beliefs, or force us to confront difficult realities about ourselves or the world. Yet truth is liberating. It frees us from the shackles of ignorance and empowers us to make informed, intentional choices. The enemy of truth thrives on distraction and confusion, offering half-truths and convenient lies to keep us complacent. But when we commit to seeking truth, no matter how uncomfortable or inconvenient, it becomes a beacon that cuts through the fog, guiding us toward clarity and wisdom. Hope, on the other hand, is the lifeblood that sustains us in the face of adversity. It is not blind optimism or wishful thinking, rather, it is a deliberate choice to believe in the possibility of a better future. Hope looks beyond present struggles and sees potential, even in the midst of chaos. It does not deny the existence of challenges, but insists that they can be overcome. The enemy seeks to extinguish hope, for a heart devoid of hope is one that gives up, surrenders, and ceases to strive. Yet hope persists, often quietly, as a flame that refuses to be snuffed out. The pursuit of truth and hope is deeply intertwined. Truth provides a solid foundation upon which hope can stand. When we ground our hope in what is real and enduring, it becomes unshakable. Conversely, hope propels us to seek truth, believing that understanding and meaning are within our grasp, no matter how elusive they may seem. Together, they form a cycle of growth and strength, each reinforcing the other. This pursuit is not one we undertake alone. Community, reflection, and learning are essential companions on this journey. Engaging with others, listening to diverse perspectives, sharing experiences, and seeking wisdom broadens our understanding of truth and strengthens our hope. Faith, too, often plays a role, offering a lens through which we view both truth and hope as gifts that transcend human limitations. The path to truth and hope is not without challenges. It demands perseverance, humility, and a willingness to confront and let go of falsehoods. But the rewards are immeasurable. In truth, we find liberation and purpose. In hope, we find the strength to persevere, the courage to dream, and the will to act. Together, they remind us that no matter how dark the night, the dawn will come, and it will bring with it a clarity and renewal that can transform not only our lives but the world around us. Division is one of the most effective tools used to weaken individuals, families, and societies. It thrives on misunderstanding, fear, and mistrust, driving wedges between people who, in truth, have more in common than they realize. Division obscures the beauty of unity and prevents collective progress. To resist division is not merely a noble aspiration, it is an essential act of survival and growth. It requires intentionality, wisdom, and a deep commitment to fostering understanding and connection in the face of forces that seek to tear us apart. Division often begins subtly, planting seeds of doubt and suspicion. It preys on our differences of culture, belief, background, or opinion, magnifying them until they appear insurmountable. Yet the differences that division exploits are often surface level, while our shared humanity runs far deeper. To resist division, we must focus on what unites us rather than what sets us apart. Beneath the labels and categories, we are all human beings with shared desires for love, security, purpose, and peace. When we remember this, the walls built by division begin to crumble. A key to resisting division is cultivating empathy. Empathy requires us to step outside our own perspectives and genuinely attempt to understand the experiences and feelings of others. It challenges us to listen without judgment and to approach conflicts with the intent to learn rather than to win. Empathy does not mean we must agree on everything, but it creates space for respectful dialogue and mutual respect. In this space, division loses its power, replaced by connection and understanding. Division also thrives on fear of the unknown, fear of change, and fear of those who are different. To resist division, we must confront these fears with courage and curiosity. This means seeking knowledge and engaging with what we do not understand, rather than retreating into echo chambers. Education, open conversation, and exposure to diverse perspectives are powerful antidotes to the ignorance that fuels division. They remind us that differences are not threats but opportunities for enrichment and growth. The enemy of unity also relies on isolation. It convinces us to withdraw from others, to build walls around ourselves, and to view connection as risky or unnecessary. But isolation only strengthens division. To counter this, we must prioritize community and collaboration. Working together toward common goals fosters trust and breaks down barriers. Acts of kindness, shared experiences, and collaborative efforts create bonds that are far stronger than the forces seeking to divide us. Resisting division requires vigilance. The temptation to draw lines, to categorize us versus them is deeply ingrained. But every time we choose understanding over hostility, inclusion over exclusion, and connection over isolation, we weaken division's hold. Unity is not the absence of differences, but the ability to stand together despite them. It is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and its capacity for love and cooperation. When we resist division, we create a world where understanding and unity flourish. In such a world, the forces of fear and mistrust have no foothold, and humanity can rise to its full potential. Awareness is the foundation upon which meaningful change, growth, and understanding are built. Without it, we move through life blindly, vulnerable to misinformation, manipulation, and stagnation. Awareness is not merely a passive state of knowing, but an active process of seeking, questioning, and engaging with the world around us. It empowers us to make informed choices, navigate challenges, and recognize opportunities for connection and growth. Awareness is the key that unlocks clarity, purpose, and transformation. To begin with, awareness sharpens our perception of reality. In a world inundated with distractions, it is easy to drift through life on autopilot, responding to external pressures without truly understanding them. Awareness calls us to pause and observe, to look beneath the surface of events and situations. It asks us to question the why and how behind what we encounter. When we cultivate this habit, we uncover truths that might otherwise remain hidden, truths that allow us to act with intention and wisdom rather than reaction or assumption. Self-awareness is perhaps the most critical aspect of this process. It requires us to turn our attention inward, examining our thoughts, emotions, and motivations. By understanding ourselves, our strengths, weaknesses, fears, and desires, we gain the ability to make conscious decisions that align with our values and aspirations. Self-awareness fosters humility, as it reveals areas where we need growth, and confidence, as it affirms our unique capabilities. It also helps us recognize patterns in our behavior, allowing us to break free from habits or attitudes that hold us back. Awareness extends beyond the self to encompass others and the broader world. Empathy, a cornerstone of meaningful relationships, stems from our ability to be aware of the feelings and perspectives of those around us. This awareness bridges gaps of misunderstanding, diffuses conflicts, and fosters genuine connection. On a larger scale, social awareness, understanding the systems, structures, and cultures that shape our world, enables us to identify injustices and work towards solutions. It challenges us to look beyond our immediate experiences and consider how our actions impact others, fostering a sense of responsibility and interconnectedness. The absence of awareness leaves us susceptible to manipulation and complacency. Misinformation thrives in environments where curiosity and critical thinking are absent. A lack of self-awareness can lead to poor choices, fractured relationships, and a sense of aimlessness. Similarly, when we ignore the needs and struggles of others, division and inequality deepen. Awareness counters these pitfalls by keeping us grounded in reality and attuned to the truth. Cultivating awareness is not always easy. It demands effort, patience, and a willingness to face discomfort. It requires us to question assumptions, challenge biases, and remain open to new perspectives. However, the rewards are immense. Awareness equips us to live with purpose and integrity. It helps us respond to challenges with resilience and wisdom and approach life's opportunities with gratitude and intention. Ultimately, awareness is not just a tool for navigating life, it is the very essence of living fully. By staying alert to the world within us and around us, we unlock the potential for growth, connection, and transformation. Awareness truly is the key to a life of depth and meaning.